Atlantis and forbidden ancient tech, pre-Ice Age structures. Was Atlantis more than a myth? What if one of the greatest legends of all time was never fiction? What if Atlantis, the fabled island written about by Plato, was not just a tale, but a memory of a world that truly existed? A world of power, technology, and wonder that was wiped away by catastrophe. For centuries, Atlantis has lived in the space between history and myth. Yet new discoveries, from the depths of the ocean to the highlands of Indonesia, are forcing us to reconsider. The evidence is piling up. Long before Egypt or Mesopotamia, there may have been civilizations capable of the impossible. This is not just a story about Atlantis. It is about forbidden history, structures that defy logic, technologies centuries ahead of their time, and a chapter of humanity still ignored. Plato's shocking account of Atlantis. The most famous account comes from Plato. Over 2,000 years ago, he described a mighty island civilization beyond the Pillars of Hercules, today's Strait of Gibraltar. Atlantis was vast, wealthy, and advanced. Its capital city was a marvel of engineering, built in concentric rings of land and water. Temples gleamed with orichalcum, gold, and bronze. The Atlanteans had powerful navies, advanced agriculture, and knowledge that rivaled the gods. But pride corrupted them. When Atlantis attempted to conquer Athens, the gods struck the island down. In a single day and night, earthquakes and floods consumed it. For centuries, historians treated this as allegory, but Plato insisted it was true. Knowledge passed from Egyptian priests, who preserved ancient records of a world destroyed thousands of years before him. Modern geology now confirms that around 12,000 years ago, at the end of the Ice Age, catastrophic floods and quakes shook the planet. Could Plato have been preserving a real memory? Impossible pre-Ice Age megastructures. If Atlantis existed, echoes of it should remain. Around the world, we find them. Göbekli Tepe, the world's first temple. In Turkey, Göbekli Tepe dates to at least 11,600 years ago, the same time Plato said Atlantis vanished. Massive stone pillars, 20 tons each, arranged in circles and decorated with animals. How could hunter-gatherers without farming or writing achieve this? The carvings even depict constellations, suggesting advanced astronomical knowledge long before recorded civilization. Some scholars even argue it was a spiritual center, preserving knowledge after a global disaster. Yonaguni Monument, Japan's sunken city. Off Japan, divers discovered underwater terraces and staircases. For decades, skeptics claimed it natural, but recent surveys show tool marks and deliberate orientation. Divers even reported what looks like a carved animal head and a stadium-like platform. If man-made, Yonaguni is a city swallowed by the sea 12,000 years ago. Imagine a thriving coastal culture suddenly erased by rising seas. Bimini Road, the gateway to Atlantis. In 1968, divers in the Bahamas found a long stretch of rectangular stones like a roadway. Tests in 2024 revealed shaping and placement, dated to the same period Atlantis was destroyed. Local legends of a sunken land add even more mystery. Could this be the edge of a lost continent? Fishermen in the region have told stories for generations of strange lights beneath the waves. Signs, perhaps, of forgotten ruins still hidden. Gunung Padang, the 20,000-year pyramid. In Indonesia, ground-penetrating radar revealed layers of a step pyramid beneath Gunung Padang, dating back over 20,000 years. Beneath lie chambers and corridors. If true, this is the world's oldest pyramid, long before Egypt. Its alignment with solstices suggests a culture with deep knowledge of astronomy. Researchers now suspect that hidden tunnels may contain artifacts never seen before, possibly writings or tools that could rewrite everything we know about human history. Baalbek, the immovable stones. In Lebanon, Baalbek holds trilithon stones weighing over 1,000 tons, beyond the capacity of even modern cranes. Romans built atop older foundations, but who moved the originals? Some blocks remain half-cut in quarries, showing they were intentionally shaped but abandoned. Local myths even claim that giants or gods placed them, using powers that humans no longer possess. Forbidden technologies beyond imagination. How were these sites built? With primitive tools. The mainstream answer fails. At Pumapunku in Bolivia, stone blocks interlock with machine-like precision, fitting like Lego pieces. In Egypt, drill holes suggest high-speed tools far beyond copper chisels. In South America, resonance chambers amplify sound waves, possibly used in rituals or even construction. Theories suggest ancient builders may have used electromagnetism from Earth's fields, piezoelectricity from crystals, acoustic levitation with sound, harnessing water pressure and resonance to move enormous stones. If true, this was knowledge erased in catastrophe, technology lost with Atlantis. Atlantis as a lost global civilization. What if Atlantis was not just an island, but a network of cultures across the globe? Around 12,000 years ago, melting glaciers raised sea levels 400 feet. Entire coastlines vanished. Cities drowned. Megalithic ruins worldwide share striking similarities, separated by oceans. In 2025, surveys near the Azores revealed rectilinear formations deep on the seafloor, resembling massive walls. Some believe this may be Atlantis itself. Others suggest Atlantis was not a place but an age, a global culture destroyed when the world drowned. Even the pyramids of Egypt, Mexico, and Indonesia share striking architectural parallels. Step-like bases, astronomical alignment, and mythological connections to the stars. Could these be cultural echoes of a shared origin? Ancient seafarers may have carried this knowledge across continents, leaving behind the same fingerprints of design. Myths that remember a lost world. If Atlantis was real, echoes should survive in myth. And they do. The Sumerians wrote of Utnapishtim and a great flood. The Bible tells of Noah. Hindu texts describe Manu, saved from a world-swallowing flood. Native Americans tell of drowned lands. Chinese myths speak of Nuwa repairing the heavens. African legends recall kingdoms sinking beneath rivers and seas. In the Pacific, Polynesian myths speak of sunken islands where ancestors once lived. Even Norse mythology remembers Ragnarok, a time when seas swallowed the world. Geology confirms global flooding around 12,000 years ago, exactly when Plato said Atlantis disappeared. These may not be allegories, but memories. Shocking discoveries of 2024-2025. Azores Seafloor Survey, 2025. Sonar revealed geometric structures beneath the Atlantic. Gunung Padang dating, 2024-25. Confirmed construction 20,000 years ago. Resonance chambers, 2025. Rooms beneath South American temples amplified sound. Amazon LiDAR scans, 2025. Networks of ancient cities hidden beneath jungle. Mid-Atlantic ridge dives, 2025. Metallic fragments recovered, older than known metallurgy. Sahara excavations, 2025. Subsurface scans revealed buried structures beneath desert sands, some resembling forgotten cities. Individually anomalies, together a pattern, fragments of a lost civilization. Why the truth remains hidden? If evidence is so strong, why no headlines? Academia resists rewriting history. Governments fear destabilization. Funding for unorthodox projects is denied. Artifacts vanish into private collections. Some discoveries are intentionally suppressed to maintain control over history's narrative. Sometimes fear, sometimes control. The effect is the same. Humanity's true past remains hidden. The forbidden knowledge of Atlantis. What knowledge did Atlantis hold? Ancient maps like the Piri race show Antarctica before discovery. Megaliths align with astronomy. In 2025, Metallic artifacts from the Atlantic seafloor resembled engineered alloys, impossible for their age. Legends also describe Atlanteans harnessing the power of crystals, channeling energy for healing, communication, and possibly even levitation. Their temples may have doubled as power plants, distributing energy wirelessly, much like Tesla dreamed millennia later. Ancient traditions even whisper that Atlanteans mastered flight and navigation, using skyships that traveled vast distances with ease. Perhaps Atlantis was humanity's first golden age, when knowledge, energy, and architecture reached heights still unmatched. Closing, a world waiting to be rewritten. Atlantis may not have been myth. Göbekli Tepe, Yonaguni, Bimini, Gunung Padang, Baalbek, and new discoveries suggest a lost chapter of history. Civilizations may have harnessed Earth's energies, built with impossible precision, and connected humanity before recorded time. The question is no longer if Atlantis existed. The question is, how much knowledge still lies hidden beneath oceans, deserts, and jungles? And when it resurfaces, will humanity be ready to face the truth?